to Facebook, and I'm going to go to Facebook. Where are you, Facebook? I had you all set up. Facebook is right. I had you all set up. Facebook, ProLogic, Tenders, Facebook, everybody. So we are not live on Facebook yet. So I'm going to go back and redo it. Here we go. Boom. Live on Facebook. And here we go. Boom. Command A. So we're going to go episode 101. So we're on Highway 101 today with Sir Tommy Chong. Yes, sir, Rebop. And we are incredibly happy to join you. And then we will do our final thing here. DON. And that's going to be a donate. And there we go. Okay. Don't forget to donate, everybody. So we're going live on Facebook. And what do you know? We are live on Facebook, everybody. And I'm going to come back and say, hello, everybody. And hemp hooray. And is that a paintbrush or are you happy to see me, Tommy?
Oh, it's a paintbrush.
Okay.
Far out, man.
Yeah. Well, we got a small room today, and I'm really glad that everybody's coming and going. Let's see if there's anybody else that needs to be let in. No, that's it. So we're doing good today. I have a really a few announcements. I'm going to be reading my Weeds Day episode here paper, and we're gonna introduce ourselves and. Most of us need no introduction. Mark, you're sideways. There you go. And welcome everybody to Weeds Day. I'm going to share my screen and get my promo to you, everybody. And here we go. So 420 is our incredible timeshare here, and we love the 420 amazement here. And I am going to go to let's see if I can find us here. So we're going to go to EP 101. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go back here and we're going to go open this. So this is our promo, everybody. And it's got some old school stuff in there. So really enjoy this. And I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm super happy to be with you all. And as soon as our QuickTime opens, there it goes. Episode with Tommy Chong. It's so fun to be global and to help to end prohibition. And we'll be in Las Vegas next week, and hopefully the Pop Brothers will come on today, but here we go. Hooray. Hooray, everybody. This is Jeff Eichen, and today we are graced to have Sir Tommy Chong, the Meister, the OG, the person that made me laugh first about marijuana, pot, bud, dank, whatever you spank your word on, it's Tommy Chong who got us all started. And here I am. And so it's going to be great. And we're really excited to have Tommy Chong on this coming event. And look out for our NFTs coming and our Relief Golf Tournament and everything that we're planning to raise the awareness for. 3, 2, 1. We got great. Nobody deserves to be in jail or a plan. One night, everybody, and that's right.
This is Tommy Chong for Lifers. Madness. So much resistance from behind. You have entered the Twilight Zone. they created a law that would effectively be legal for them to imprison thousands, if not millions, of people for a plant that proven to be one of the most beneficial plants on the planet for fighting all numbers of diseases and disorders. Studies have proven that that plant grows anywhere uh, for anybody, and it grows wild, and like you say, it grows in ditches, it grows everywhere that's needed. It's God's gift to the human race, and it's just a racist law that has been debunked. And here we are, 2017, and we're still struggling with the legalization. There's still people in jail for it.
Free the prisoners, free the plant.
We will be at the Bartenders Award. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody looks out for us, and not on Wednesday or Weeds Day next week. Thank you, folks. It's going to be great interviewing some incredible people from Las Vegas and Everett. Welcome our guest today, the Pod Brothers at Law, and Tommy.
There's me and Tommy. There's Sharon at Hempfest.
Thank you for all you do.
There's Jack Hare and Tommy when he was a youngster.
And again, all
Tommy at his casa.
All the way. Parade.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so Tommy, how'd you like that shot of you and Jack?
That's great. That was really nice. That's interesting.
That was really good. Yeah, and that was in 2017. We met in that little hotel in the backyard or back room, and everything is still true. We're still waiting for 1937 to become heaven, heaven.
Well, let's see. That was 2017.
Yeah.
And we're at 2022.
5 years ago, baby.
Yeah, times move slow when you're stoned,
I always say slow down and speed up.
Light up.
Yeah. Do you still have that big pillow I gave you that came out of the little pillow, the big joint, the big mama joint pillow that we had by the pool?
I doubt
That it was like 4 feet long. It was that giant joint that was on your pool, by your pool when I came over and visited. It was great.
There was no giant joint there, Jeff.
I
must have been hallucinating.
Maybe we're smoking some Jack Hare like terror. Where's Dan today? We need Dan today. Well, it's good to see you, Tommy. I'm going to say today we're going to say Hemp Hooray, a term I learned from longtime friend and activist Jack Hare, the grandfather of ending prohibition. And today we welcome another OG and legend, Tommy Chong. We also have the Pop Brothers at Law, if they ever show up. Maybe they're smoking. And welcome the International Cannabis Film Festival, sponsored on Film Freeway. They had 31 entries this year, and I was a judge. And Lifers Madness, the movie, was shown in Colorado in 2016, one of their first films. And I also would like to thank my parent company, POD TV. They're fantastic, and they're assisting me through 101 episodes. And finally, we're going to Roku. We may be profitable show in my lifetime. I'm waiting for that. Roku may get some commercials, and then I get paid once we get so many commercials from their robots, however they find pod people to watch our show. And so it's lifersamovie.com/donate for my relief project we're doing. And we're going to be doing NFTs. Tommy's got a drop, the homies in Dreamland. And I know other people are working on crypto cannabis type of events and NFTs. And we're gonna fund ourselves to Washington. We're gonna be getting to be able to, guess what, do a 1 million person walk, because we got to make the sound larger. We got to get it longer, louder, and harder. And sometimes that's a little sexy dance move. But the idea is for us to all be a sexy dance move, walk to the White House. So many people are leaving the planet right now from COVID and from boredom and from climate change that we have to be the difference in our pie.
Mostly, Jeff, they're mostly leaving because of debt.
Right. So Hemp Hooray, welcome you lovely humans and tokers. Let's have a show. Tommy, what's new?
You.
I got my suit on today, but I won't show you my pants. But I got my suit. I got my suit on. It has a stash pocket. This is all hemp, everybody. What the heck, you know?
Is that white suit with the long arms? Is that the suit you're talking about?
Yeah, this is my suit. Yeah. Remember we were gonna make you a zoot suit, but yeah, we're gonna make you a zoot suit. I'll get the fabric and we'll do a zoot suit. I mean, come on, this is a beautiful, you know, dirty cotton. Forget the industry is the dirtiest industry, and people in jail for a plant. Come on.
Hey, Jeff, I have to go one up on you here.
Yeah, come on.
Check out my shirt, Tommy and Jeff.
What's that?
Check out my shirt. Look at this
Oh, I see.
one.
See?
Yeah.
It's a shirt. Oh, nice.
It has
I like
chichens
Got
and
you on it.
Yeah, I like where my face is situated. It's
Yeah.
sort of
you
appropriate.
can wear it to the bud tended ward.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah, Tommy, can you wear that and Tommy will be bouncing with you when you bounce. You know,
Okay.
bouncing into Wonderland, Dreamland with homies, Dreamland with homies. Well, we're so blessed to have you, Tommy, back on and to hang out with us and to give us your, you know, your grandfathership. Give us a story of when you were with Jack Hare. Give us another Jack story.
Jack? Well, my probably my best memory of Jack was when the medical marijuana was passed in California. Jack called me up that morning and he says, "Come on, let's go get our marijuana cards." And I said, "Are they giving out cards?" He said, No, we'll go make them. And so we went to a doctor and got our permission, and then we shrunk them down to a little ID card. And I carried mine around for years. In fact, when I got busted, I showed them my card, and they laughed at me because it was, you know, saying that it's legal for if you need it.
Well, so Tommy, since you were, these are questions that I have in my sleeve. Since you were a pioneer in poking fun and demystifying the law of pot, with Cheech, yourself, and all the filmmakers you had around you had Hollywood with you. There's a lot of dough that went into whatever it took to put a film out. I mean, that was the time that, you know, we had, you know, Stanley Kubrick making films about what he was doing, and then you did what you were doing. But think about Timothy Leary and their pack, you know, and the Magnificent Seven, Ram Dass and Timothy. They were navigating their plant. Did you have a pack?
No, not really. Tim was part of. I had friends. You know. We had friends. Peter Sellers was a great friend and a great lover of weed, and that's what it was all about. Friendship. You know, it was never about anything legal or anything other than artistic. You know, it was about for the music. It was about for the comedy. You know, about for writing movies, being in movies. You know, visualizing movies. Because that plant opens up that the world of God. You know, I mean, you're in paradise when you're in that mindset, and that's why the weed goes right to the brain and affects it in such a way. It shows us what we should be concerned with and what we should be doing, and sometimes that is what we should be doing is absolutely nothing. You know, just laying and enjoying the ride, you know. And so that's why, that's how the plant has affected me, and I think that's the best way that we can say anything, is just be what you're saying.
Did you ever get a chance to meet some of the jazz musicians that love weed so much, like Miles or Thelonious?
I never met Miles personally. Cheech did.
Oh, nice.
Cheech, at the end of Miles' life, they used to go to the same sushi bar, and Miles would look over at Cheech and go, "Weed." We call him Weed. Hey, Weed. Yeah, weed.
With his grumbly voice, weed.
Yeah, weed.
His grumbly voice.
So the biggest pothead musician, jazz musician, that I spent a night with, actually, it was Wes Montgomery, the guitar player. And Wes,
well, he could wail a guitar for sure.
Whoa! And so I was at his Vancouver concert that was being held in a private jazz club, and everybody was passed out on heroin, because heroin's Vancouver, the heroin capital. And so Wes and I were the only ones that were still standing. And so Wes came out, we talked for about an hour. And then he said, I better play. And so he got out of his guitar. He was really on stage. And he played a tiny little jazz club, and he played a set for me. And so I got to hang with Wes. He told me, how he started playing with his son, because he was in an apartment and didn't want to, he couldn't be noisy. And so he learned how to play quietly with his son. And all he had to do was just turn up the volume, and there's the genius there. Yeah, and I saw Coltrane at his best, at his peak. John Coltrane.
In Monterey, did you go to one of those? Did you go to Monterey? No,
I went to the jazz workshop in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Tiny little jazz club. And what Miles would do, he would play one tune for 45 minutes, and then they would have an intermission, and Miles would literally keep playing. He'd walk into the bathroom, keep playing while they changed the room, and they'd get the old audience out, the new audience in, and then 15 minutes later, Miles would appear on stage playing the same tune, and it was an experience. It was a very spiritual experience watching him, because they played that one tune for 45 minutes and different movements. And in the end, Alvin Jones, when the bass player would take over to do a solo, Alvin literally would pass out. You could see him; he'd go to sleep, literally. And John and the tempo's playing and the music cooking, and when it was time for Alvin to come back in, he'd wake up right at the right time. Boom. Now, I don't know if it was part of the show, but it was part of the show.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia. Did you ever meet Jerry?
Never met Jerry.
Jerry.
I used to do a great joke about Jerry. I met Jerry Garcia just before he died. He walked up to me, looked at me, goes, "Cheech." And I looked at him and I said, "Santana." And he said, "No, Cheech. Cheech, you're a legend." And I said, "Jerry, you're a Mexican." No, I never met Jerry, but you know what? I got turned on to the Dead just recently, not too long ago. And oh my God, what I was missing all these years. Well, I was actually playing, because every band I'd ever been in had that sort of mindset, because from the drugs, from all the pot.
What brought me to Jerry was when you said that it was a spiritual experience for 45 minutes, and in every Grateful Dead show, and I have a friend here in Port Townsend, she's been to 300 Grateful Dead shows, and so they have a Space Jam, and the Space Jam, Jerry was interviewed once, and he said it's my duty, it's my honor, it's my responsibility to allow you guys to do your, your hits of Window Pane, go up in my concert and us do a space jam and take you out and then bring you back gently so you can drive home.
Well, think of the name, the Grateful Dead. Think about that. What they're talking about, spirits. And so what we experienced with Jerry Garcia was the spirits. And that's what we experienced with John Coltrane, all the miles, all that. We actually see God come to life in that form of perfection of what they're doing.
And
what they're doing is really spreading the vibrations. That's all they're doing.
I totally agree with that. That's so amazing, Tommy.
Thank you, Mark, for saying hi to Tommy. My friend grew some old school last 2 years ago, and he had Panama Red, he had Colombian Gold, and Acapulco Gold. And I did this thing at 8 o'clock every night after work. I would just take one toke, and then I would listen to it. I would feel the aftertaste, and I would see what happened. And out of those 3 old school buds that I was experiencing, just like wine connoisseurs or whatever, the Colombian Gold got the Bob Marley turned up for me. The music came on, and my trampoline. And I'm a one-man show here at my pad, and I just had a blast with my Colombian Gold. It was really the inspiration that these plants give us. And coming back to our prisoners, why the hell are we still fighting with the administration?
Yeah.
So I have one thing I want to share with you all here. This is just a small little short, and it's a good segue into this. So sit back for a second and watch this, everybody. Let me see if I can get to it here, right here. And I will, here we go. So this is very apropos to what's going on here for us. And our show globally is to open the ears, open the eyes, and help to make change.
Some content that is not coming out of the Biden White House is marijuana reform. And so I want to take a moment to really highlight an important study that might give us a lot of information about value for adult use laws as an alternative to Big Pharma. So last week, Shyam Raman, who's a doctoral student at the Cornell Jeb E. Brooks School of Public Policy, and Indiana University doctoral student Ashley Bradford published their research in Health Economics. That research finds that recreational marijuana access reduces demand for prescription drugs. Bad news for Big Pharma. And while the impacts of substituting cannabis for prescription drugs have been examined in states with medical cannabis laws, this study is different because it considers the effect that cannabis substitution has in states with fully recreationally legal adult use laws. Doctors and the medical system are, in my opinion, the safest way to administer and consume any medication. However, this study shows and illustrates that in the absence of available research over the last decade, individual behavior, self-medicating, individual agency, it's been sufficient enough to replace the imperfect prescription drugs that in many cases are addicting us and killing us at a far higher rate than marijuana ever could. So the study used quarterly data from all Medicaid prescriptions from 2011 to 2019 to investigate the effect of state-level adult use recreational marijuana laws on prescription drug utilization. It found significant reductions in the volume of prescriptions with the drug classes that align with medical indications for pain, depression, anxiety, sleep disorder, psychosis, and seizures. The findings indicate that in addition to the lethal opioid crisis, cannabis is proving to be a medical alternative to prescription drugs for many other conditions. It occurs that this is safest when patients have legal adult use access to cannabis without the risk of big government's incarceration or prosecution. I support the medical cannabis system, including in Florida, where I wrote a bunch of those laws. And in Florida, we stand to benefit from streamlined research grants at large scale to learn more and help more people unlock potential. However, the conclusion of this study, that recreational cannabis use is weaning people off of prescription drugs, it's just hard to ignore. Unfortunately, there's this tumultuous road ahead. Even with legitimate research and factual basis and evidence at hand, the cultural stigma hangover of the boomer era weighs heavy. Take a listen to this clip from a prior show. Opioids are prescribed principally as a chronic pain solution, right?
Correct.
The National Academy of Sciences issued a report in 2017 entitled "The Health Effects of Cannabis and Cannabinoids." Are you familiar with that work product?
No, sir.
I'll quote from it. It says, "There is conclusive or substantial evidence that cannabis or cannabinoids are effective for treatment of chronic pain in adults." Do you have any basis scientifically or from any evidentiary standpoint to disagree with that conclusion?
Again, this is why I think we always talk about the research of the benefits of marijuana.
So you support research into medical marijuana?
We've said that all along, that we support the research of marijuana.
And after you implemented a rule in August of 2016, pushing the Department of Justice to create more research-based cannabis, they haven't issued any more of those permits, have they? Or haven't granted any?
So they haven't been granted, but I think there's an important distinction that has to be understood. So when we put that rule out, it was in the efforts to help the research community.
But if none of the research permits have been granted, how does it help them?
Because there is an issue with how we put that solicitation out, of that rule out.
So you're the acting administrator of the DEA. You cannot cite a single study that indicates that medical marijuana creates a greater challenge with opioids, and you're unaware of the studies, including studies from the National Academy of Sciences, that demonstrate that medical marijuana can be an acceptable alternative to opioids. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
That was President Trump's acting.
Okay, kids, I'm going to come back and be disgusted or be enlightened that we're getting some airplay. But Tommy, what do you think?
I think it's been incredible, and especially who's doing it, Matt Gaetz. I love that, man. I love what he was saying. It's all you can't beat the truth.
Well, you said in our film when I was talking, you said, to the president and to all the dodo brains, the pot's already in the pipe. You can't take it out.
Yeah. I mean, all we're doing now is just finding out who, what part of the swamp are you in? That's all.
The solution. What's your dream for or like in NBA? I watch the NBA now. I'm watching the Golden State Warriors and watching people jump for dollars with a ball in their hand. But they're betting on that. What's your bet that will end it in our lifetime?
And what, the prohibition?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's ended. There's people in jail, and it's all procedural. Even when I was in TAP, there were always people that shouldn't be in jail, that had papers that should say that they should be released, but because they're nobodies, and it's a bureaucrat that decides whether or not they want to let you go. If you got no power, they can keep you there forever. And they'll do that because it's slave labor they got. That's what they got in prison. And that's why they love potheads so much, because we come in there with everything intact. We don't have mental problems. We don't have, addictive problems. We can work right away. And so most this prison I was in, all the staff that was actually running the prison were all turned on potheads, for the most part.
So just like that scene that we just watched and heard some, do an incredible, movement for us and be public on that. I want to do a film on the Jim Crow story, but I don't feel that I'm the right person to do that because I'm white, and
No, excuse me for laughing, but that's one thing about us writers. They can't tell by our handwriting whether we're white or black.
so I can spearhead that project
You
and
can do whatever the fuck you want, man. You're a writer.
and I can bring Spike Lee in, and we can tell the story
You can
with
do
our
whatever you want, man. And, hey, it's art. All you have to do is create art. That's all.
I just wanted to be politically correct. Well, let's bring a let's bring up. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Go finish what you were saying.
It's what I was thinking. It's ignorance and stupidity are almost the same, but not quite. But I don't know the difference.
Is there a strain for that?
Any strain.
Oh my God. Well, we should stop straining and get our freaking prisoners out. I'm going to bring Doug Kendall up. Doug, come up and say hi to Tommy.
Hello, Tommy. It's nice to see you again.
You too, my friend. How you been?
Oh, I'll just do my little golf things. I hope to see you Monday at our annual little soiree in the Inland Empire.
I don't know if I can make it or not. I had to cancel the golf date. Was that it? It was on the 9th?
Yeah.
The Toyota one?
Yeah, all those car guys, yeah.
I can't make it this trip. And I had them honoring me too. At least they told me last time. Because I told them, I said, when are you going to honor me? I've been coming out here regularly. No, I can't make it.
Tommy, maybe you can say hi to Toyota for a minute, and then we'll give that to them.
Okay. Hey, Toyota, sorry I couldn't make your golf tournament, man. But I got stung. You know what I mean?
Well, I always picture one of their cars. They have a whole just an homage. They open up the doors and just all the smoke billows out.
That's all the workers. Yeah.
Well, Doug, how was it?
I'm very popular over there with all the workers.
Yeah.
How was that, Doug? We got you a little plug there. Well, we're so grateful to have Doug helping us with our tournament. We're going to have a tournament next year, and we're really excited. It's going to be an NFT golf tournament, and there's going to be some incredible gifts. If you buy an NFT on tier level 1, 2, 3, or 4, you get to go into the green room and smoke out with Sir Tommy, and so we'll let you know, Tommy, when that's coming on. And we're going to raise and do social NFTs now for the prisoners and for my relief fund. I'm getting ready to have my my 501 so I can be a nonprofit and then grab money for the prisoner project that I'm doing. It's called Relief, the Relief Fund, and it's right above here, right there. And I can't wait to bring more prisoners home. They are coming. I was at the Hemp Fest for Plenty, and this company here, which is Freedom Grow, Kristen Floor gave me this, and I'm going to show it to you, everybody. This is the most beautiful book that I've got in quite a while. These people are still in jail for pot. And so I wanted to share that with you, that these people, look, like you said, Tommy, the Mexicans and the blacks love their pot, and the French love their wine, but there's a white guy, but the majority of them, and all these people, here we go. I'm glad my fingers are working here. And look at that. Look at Pedro and his beautiful family, I mean, what the hell? Life? I mean, it just doesn't make sense now that I held space yesterday for, for the Ukraine. We had a Ukraine space holding, and we had like 100 people in there, and it was universal. So what the hell do we have humans in jail for? Look at that.
And time's the most valuable asset. I mean, we talk about crypto or fiat or money. Time, like you can't replace that. You can replace money.
I'm right with you, Kevin. Come on up and say hi to Tommy.
Hey, long time fan. Yeah, I'm beside myself.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. I like your T-shirt. Who is that?
Appreciate it. This is
that's the
Crypto Cannabis Club. Yes, sir. Got a couple of these guys.
Oh yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, solid club. We see a lot of great things possibly, able to come from this movement in NFTs and smart contracts and all that it can have a positive effect. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, we need money to buy lawyers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Tommy, I've created a coin. It's NFWT. Do you know what that stands?
Good.
That's the non-fungible weed token.
Oh, good.
And I invented that myself. And so we're going to do our own drop, and the proceeds are going to go to the prisoners that are coming home and to their families. Just imagine 30 years of not having your papa in the workforce and living off of nothing, so that's my gift to them. Thank you, Kevin, for all you do and for assisting us with getting our drop out. I'm going to bring Brady up. Brady, come on up. Say hi to Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey,
good to see you again.
You too, my brother.
Yeah, you're looking good. I like your paintbrush you were using earlier. I painted myself a few times, so I love your comments on the art and artistic, things. I'm a big artist, so appreciate that. And then, the whole is medical marijuana work to get you off prescriptions? Yeah, it does, because I'm living proof. Still alive because it did get me off all the prescriptions, the opiates, all the bad crap that I was on. I'm off it now because of cannabis. So yeah, I'm a huge advocate for cannabis. Looking forward to this golf tournament in September so we can get some more support and awareness out there.
Do you play golf?
I dabble.
So you play golf? Yeah.
Yeah, I play golf. I got some metal and rods and stuff in my back that prevent me from going all full swing, but I can still hit the ball pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think you were in the PGA, but
Tommy, do you remember Tommy that Brady was he's a vet and he was near a mortar that blew up? Do you remember that, Tommy?
Familiar.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I was a couple weeks ago. We talked a little bit about the Ukraine, but
right.
Yeah, so I'll give you a little history about myself. In the military for 14 years, I did 7 tours. I did Kosovo, Korea, 3 times in Iraq, and then 3 times in Afghanistan before I got blown up with a mortar and diagnosed with severe combat-related PTSD. So got on cannabis once I was retired in 2012, and it's literally saved my life. I was doing 5 years to live. So back in 2011, I was doing 5 years to live because I was taking so many drugs. My organs were going to stop, or I was going to overdose on the high level opiates I was on, or I was going to take my own life. So glad to say I'm still alive and kicking, and cannabis is a huge part of my life. It gets me through the day, and keeps me walking straight, and it's a great plant. So
Isn't it? Yeah, it's got a lot of good things going for it. No, I'm really glad because it's a mental thing. It's all in your, like they say, it's all in your head, and that's when. What I love about cannabis is that you can remember certain things, but there are other things you can't remember. Shit, you can't remember. I hid my passport the other day. I was in Italy, and I was looking for a really good place to hide it, and I found it, and then I forgot that I hid it.
So Tommy, you have CRS?
So what's that?
CRS, can't remember shit.
Yeah. Oh, I could remember. But then I had a talk with myself, and I asked God. I said, "Come on, man, I need your help."
Yeah, but I need to get stoned so I can remember where I put it.
Well, basically, I just had to sit down and be quiet. That's all I had to do. And I sat down, got quiet. Next thing I know, I'm up looking at the same suitcase I looked at a million times. And this time I felt around the back, and I felt in between the ribs, and the cover was my passport. It was so well hidden, I couldn't find it.
Whenever I lose something, Tommy, I know it's right where I left it.
Yeah, that's what my wife always says. Yeah, I lost something. She goes, "Well, where'd you leave it?" Well, if I knew that, it wouldn't be lost.
It's right where I left
But
it.
she was always right.
Well,
I totally sorry, Jeff.
no, it's okay.
I totally understand the quieting down and getting in tune. You'll get all those answers that you need when you quiet down and just listen to.
That's the joy of getting old. The joy of getting old is that people don't expect you to talk. And think about it, man. All the energy that you spend, at least me, talking, when you don't need to. I went on vacation and I realized I don't need to talk because I'm with people that really don't give a shit about what I'm going to say anyway. So I might as well enjoy the quiet. And that's what I'm saying. I enjoy the quiet.
Well, I'll have to take you out fly fishing sometime. I'll show you how to enjoy it here in Arizona.
I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn to fly fish.
All right.
That's really a quiet moment. Thanks, Brady, so much. Let's go around the horn and bring on Emma. Emma, say hi to Mr. Tommy. We need some female energy on the screen here. It's not a boys' club. I see the world being a freaking boys' club. They make the bombs, they drop them. And so now, Emma, say hi to Tommy. Welcome.
Jeff, that's homophobic, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, babe.
Hi, Tommy. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. So what were you doing in Italy, in my country?
I was enjoying Umbria.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I was enjoying the hell out of everything about that country. It is so beautiful. And you know why it's so beautiful? They don't allow signs. They don't allow signs on the road. So there's no...
You mean billboards?
Eat here, sleep there, eat this, buy that, nothing.
Yeah.
All you see is scenery, and it's so gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that just because I was really stoned the whole time I was there. But between the scenery, the weather, and the little villages at the top of a mountain, and, like a castle, like a Sleeping Beauty castle, and then streets so narrow that cars can literally get stuck in the streets and have to be carried out of the town. Oh, I love that place. Love it.
And the food.
Oh, the food. Listen to this. I was in a French. It felt French. I was in an Italian farmhouse next to a fireplace in the kitchen where they were cooking stuff on a grill, and by pulling coals underneath the what they were cooking. And then right next to it was a table where the food would come from the fireplace right to the table, and then we would eat. Oh, it was. I've never tasted anything so fresh. An orange. I had an orange that I swear to God, I was in heaven or something. It was so sweet and so juicy and so delicious. It was unbelievable.
Tommy, can you say one word in Italian besides spaghetti?
Mangia.
Oh, manja. And one of these, manja.
Or come si llama? And quanto costa? That's about it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing your experience in Italy.
What part of Italy are you from?
Udine, which is across Venetia.
Which
This is the north in Venice, Venetia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm across. Udine is
oh,
the yes.
Oh, so it's got to be even more beautiful there. Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Italy is so gorgeous. They don't allow signs. They don't allow bullshit on the side of the road.
And I agree.
Oh, yeah. I come back to America and all I see is the signs and the holiday inns and but then I see the other stuff too. But Italy is such a joy, and the roads are so narrow that it's a throw ride. I mean, my butt cheeks got so tight just riding. Because my wife and her girlfriend were driving. I couldn't drive. I couldn't have driven out of the used car lot. I was so stoned. But I'm in the back seat, and it was like being on a ride in a circus. Sometimes it was a roller coaster. Sometimes it was a bumper car. Oh, it was so good. So
it's
fun.
so
and
nice.
No radio.
It's so
No
nice.
Radio.
It's so nice to see you so excited about traveling. And now that we're coming out of COVID, were there any masking in Europe?
Yeah, all over. Certain restaurants you had to put them on to go in.
Right.
And they didn't bullshit around.
Right.
You had no freedoms or that. I mean, just being in there.
Well, with
someone's guard.
With the masquerade party, we have to remember that Japan, they've been wearing masks for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You see them in movies, and the kids, everyone's been wearing masks in China and Japan forever.
Look at the Arab people, the ones that have the veils.
Right.
Yeah. So they weren't so stupid.
ND95 veils.
Yeah. But still, I mean, mouth covering has been, it's been in the culture forever. The French, during the Renaissance, and the place smelled so bad, everybody had something over their nose. And that's when they invented perfume. So you'd have something nice to smell, because the city and where they lived smelled so bad, because they never had a decent sewage, running water and that. And this is in Paris. And then when they got all that fixed, and I think Louis did a lot to help that.
I think that the pot's taking effect. We got Steve Lampert on. Steve, what are you making for munchies?
Oh, I'm solid right now for my wife and I. We just got some asparagus out of the garden. Lettuce isn't quite up yet, but it's pretty fun growing your own food.
Say hi to Tommy. Steve's one of my neighbors. He owns a company called Dog Townsend. Do you have a dog, Tommy?
Yeah, I got a partner.
Steve, tell Tommy about Dog Townsend, how beautiful it is to take care of animals.
That's pretty nice. We've got probably, I think we have 35 dogs here today. They're hanging out and playing, so it's kind of fun. But we get a little bit of break, nap time. We get to eat our lunch and then go back to it. So I have a question, probably for the gang. All right, Jeffrey, and for you, Tommy, as well, because it's something that's salient and very pressing in my life right now. Because I have 16-year-old twins, about to be 17, boy-girl twins. My son is suffering. COVID's been really hard on kids in this age. And, you know, he has discovered the joys of weed. And the big fight, I'm actually going to meet with him and his counselor today because it's really today, and I'm sorry to bring this meeting down to like a bummer level, but I'm really curious as to your take. My wife and I are educated. We've smoked weed. Weed's a thing in my life. Never been problematic.
So it's a school law he broke?
No. It's our law.
Oh.
Say, you know, go ahead and smoke pot on weekends, but not daily during the week.
You mean just put it in a little bit?
Well, you know, his grades are tanking, you know, all back up.
Of course.
We want to see this kid survive and be successful, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if he, you know.
How old is he?
They're about to be 17 next month.
They're twins?
Yes.
17?
About to be, yes.
But what's your birth sign, you know?
Personally, mine is Cancer. They're Geminis.
They're Gemini?
Yeah.
You got twins that are Gemini?
Indeed, I did.
You got your hands full, dude. You better talk to an astrologist. You really do.
An astrologist.
Because that's the energy you're dealing with. You know, you're dealing with that twin energy. And double twin, think about it. Or triple, or quadruple. Twins. So yeah, get a hold of an astrologist. There's Deborah Silverman, if she's in Kauai. And if you could contact Deborah, and she would give you a reading and she'd let you know what you need to know. Because there's a whole lot of emotional things that are going on, you know, that it has nothing to do with weed or has everything to do with weed, you know. So you really got to check into who they are, you know, and just like who you are, you know.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, I hope, Sam, you got your Tommy's worth. Tommy the doctor now, Sir Tommy.
No, I'm a guru.
Oh, the guru. Well, yeah. Mike Myers had a movie, the Love Guru, and he said, "Gee, you are you, guru. Gee, you are you, guru." He said, and that's a Mike Myers crack-up movie. He had this incredible movie where at the last scene in the movie, he had these elephants come in and they were all dressed up, and he was so like disgusted with trying to become Deepak Chopra. He wanted to be Deepak, and Deepak came in the last scene, and these two elephants came in and they mounted each other, and they were making love on the last scene of the movie. And he says, "Gee, you are you." So watch the Love Guru, everybody. Well, thanks, thanks, Steve. That's really great to have you. I'm going to go to Chris. Are you with us, Chris Conrad? Chris Conrad, are you with us? Come on in and say hi to Tommy.
So, well, hi, Jeff. Hi, everybody. And hi, Tommy, of course.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, I wanted to change a little topic here, which is to point out a couple of things. First off, somebody was just talking about COVID, and I'm thinking, you know, there was this big trucker driving around the country protesting about their freedom issues involved with having to wear a mask. But I'm wondering if they're going to show up in Washington, D.C. to protest taking away women's right to have an abortion. Because, you know, I would say that if you're talking about freedom, wearing a mask to protect other people from disease, I mean, the freedom to spread disease versus the freedom to control your body and your life, I don't think there's any contest between the two. And I just don't think we're going to see too much of that. Another thing I want to point out is that presidential pardons don't apply to people who are involved in treason. And yet, I think it was 6 to 8 pardons that Trump gave were to people who were involved with his first impeachment. Excuse me, I said that they don't apply in matters of impeachment. And there were 6 or 8 people that were actually involved with the issue of his impeachment, and the courts have not done anything about that. They haven't gone back and said, well, it was improper for Trump to have freed those guys. They're actually still criminals, which they still are criminals, and they should all still be in prison. I'm just pointing out that the court hasn't done that. What the court did was overturn women's right to abortion yesterday. And then you look at some other stuff too. We have Texas, where the courts have ruled, the Supreme Court ruled that proving you're innocent of a crime is not a good enough basis to get out of prison, even if it's a death penalty. That you have to go through a process in order to achieve that to get out of prison. Just being innocent is not a good enough basis. And then we take a look at that, and we go to 1988. The Judge Francis Young ruled that the DEA was wrong in their scheduling of marijuana, that marijuana should not be in Schedule 1. That was in 1988. Every court since then has said that, well, the DEA has this process, and even though they're wrong, and even though that the evidence shows that it should not be in Schedule 1, but the DEA has to go through its process, and its process is, of course, lip service, which goes back to that video that you just showed earlier, which kind of started me on this thread of thought, that they're there saying that of course, the head assistant deputy DA director knows that marijuana shouldn't be in Schedule 1, but they're just not going to do anything about it. Their process is to obscure, obfuscate, and delay, and that's what they've been doing ever since then. And yet the courts, again, have not held their feet to the fire with that. And then you look at we've got 3 Supreme Court justices right now lied under oath during their testimony to the Congress, the Senate, about their position on Roe versus Wade. They said it was established precedent, they would respect it. 3 Supreme Court justices lying under oath on public television in front of the entire country. Now, what does that mean about when I go into court and I take my oath to uphold to tell the truth and to uphold the law? Where am I supposed to go with that now with this current Supreme Court? Especially when one Supreme Court justice, his wife is definitely, her own words have implicated her either treason or sedition. And so you can take your choice about that, which one of those two she is. But obviously, and the unfortunate thing for us is that Justice, I don't like to call him Justice, Tribunal Thomas's wife, who is in this, but he is the only person on the Supreme Court currently who voted to allow people to have the right to medical marijuana. And he's involved in treason himself. So you're thinking, what credibility do the courts even have at this point with what's going on right now? And then we're going to push it to the next level. Well, we have got progress on the marijuana issue. We have not gotten it from the courts because the courts have been corrupt and biased against us all the way down the line. And so the whole idea about, the integrity of the court, we know that these guys have tremendous conflicts of interest. In fact, you look at the fact that the people who voted against Roe versus Wade, are they all Catholics or former Catholics? And of course, that's a religious belief of theirs, is that abortion is wrong. It's not in the Constitution. It's not a belief of our society. In fact, they're not supposed to be putting the establishment of religion in there, but yet they're actually taking their religion and turning it into the law of the land. And now we've got this new wave. So I want to just go with this next, is that the new wave is that going after the initiative process, because we didn't win in the courts with marijuana. We won through the initiatives. And so now we've had the Supreme Courts of South Dakota and of Mississippi both overturned marijuana legalization initiatives passed in the last term. And right now, I understand 18 states have bills introduced to restrict and limit the ability of people to do voter initiatives. So my basic point of that is, I love to get high, but the state of this country is very, very scary right now. And the people, there's a bunch of people out there claiming they're doing stuff for the good of us all. They're total hypocrites. And we have a big problem with our courts right now. And, I don't have an answer for any of this. Maybe you or Tommy do, or somebody up here does. But I just think that we really need to be looking really hard, because all the progress we have made has been based upon the premise that the courts do uphold justice, that the voters do have a voice. And now, of course, we know what's going on with elections in general, that when we vote for a candidate and that candidate's win, he will take or she will take office. None of that stuff is a given anymore. And so the next generation that's coming up behind us, not only do they have to deal with the complete destruction of the environment that we've left for them, the consolidation of wealth into the hands of people like Elon Musk, where he can buy up Twitter and take control over the public speaking for everybody, and decide he's and is already doing things that he's not supposed to do on Twitter, like bullying people and so forth.
Well, Christopher, we have an attorney that just came on. Let's see if we can get Mark on. And Mark, are you there?
Yes, I think I am. You caught me. I just got out of another interview. I'm in I don't know where I am, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're talking about the absurdity of the Supreme Court and the Roe versus Wade, and if we're doomed trying to get marijuana legalized and off the schedule. What's your take on that, and what's the solution? And anyways, everybody, this is Mark Hoskins from the Pot Brothers at Law.
Thank you very much, Mark Wasserman. My brother Craig had to leave, but we just did an interview. We just talked about this, and pointing out the idiocy of everything that's going on is just redundant at this point. Solution and what people can do is contact those representatives in your area and let them know they're going to be voted out, especially, for cannabis, which the will of the people across the country, and we still have 4 states that are felonies and not legal at all, even though the will of the country says different, because those who are in power are doing whatever the fuck they want and however they feel about it or whatever, that's not what they're supposed to be doing. And I know, and my brother knows, because we've talked to them, and anyone who knows politicians and spends some time with them, that phone rings and those letters come and we're voting you out. You're not. They start to listen. They don't want to lose that seat, and not enough of that is happening. And it's so easy. Normal, NORML.org. Americans for Safe Access, those types of websites. You go in, you put in your zip code, and it gives you who your representatives are. And then here, cannabis, abortion, whatever the issue is, you click, there's a letter that's already ready to go. You click, 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 you've attached your name to it, and off your letter goes. If that happened in droves, I've said this for years, if every cannabis user, especially those in the green closet, came out, registered, and voted, we would win on cannabis. Everybody would vote. If they do these things, you can be active. You want to sit on your ass and complain? Good. You want to do something about it? It's a fucking click away from being able to convince somebody they're going to be voted out. And if we did that in mass, I think we'd see change.
Fantastic, Mark. I'm going to see you next week, Mark, at the Bud Tenders. I'm going to come and film you guys. I'll be your filmmaker.
Well, are you going to be able to come on Shut the Fuck Up Friday the 13th at 3:35 p.m. to see our Shut the Fuck Up seminar?
Yeah, I talked to Mara, and she's going to give me some for my helper and myself. We're going to get some media badges, and we're going to come and film you. I'll have my professional gear, and I'll film you.
I appreciate that very much.
And I want to do an episode of Weeds Day with you. So after your talk, when you get a spare moment, let's do that. But let's hook up. Let's connect in Vegas, and we'll go on the back office, and you can text me privately here on chat your contact information, and we'll connect next week.
That sounds good. Are you going to do a big Shut the Fuck Up with us?
I'm going to be there. If you bring me on stage, I will do a hemp parade. Shut the fuck up, everybody.
I heard Tommy's going to be there. Is this true still, Tommy?
Beware.
In Vegas next week.
No, I said beware of what you asked.
Beware.
I talked to Jay.
I thought if I'm going to be in Vegas anytime soon. So I'll be there in spirit.
And we'll have you there. I'm glad I could do it. Thank you for having me, my friend, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, Mark, I'll find you through Mara, and for sure, let's connect. Definitely, get my cell number, and if I have to Instagram you, I'll do that also. But thanks. You got anything else to say to Tommy? Say hey.
Well, I do. Since I won't see you, the 25-word script that we teach when people engage with law enforcement, that is really, the main focal point of our etiquette of engaging law enforcement seminar. And we're wanting to do this with you, which is our script review. And I just need you to say one thing at the end, which is our main slogan and trademarked, for that matter, for legal services: shut the fuck up. Because I encourage everybody to do this at least once a day with yourself looking in the mirror, wherever you are, recite these words. Why did you pull me over? I'm not discussing my day. Am I being detained or am I free to go? I invoke the fifth. And then if you are detained and after that, see now, Tommy, what do you do?
What do you do?
I got lost after the second line.
You shut the fuck up.
That's it.
Yeah.
What do you do, Tommy?
No, what happens? What I was channeling is that this is what happens when you're a grandfather riding in the back seat with your wife and your her best friend driving the car. The best thing you can do is shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Hey. Wait. I got my... That's my Dr. Demento. My Dr. Demento whistle.
And listen, guys, I gotta go. I got someone at the door.
We're so blessed to have you, Tommy. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
We'll see you in Vegas.
Okay.
Thank you, Tommy. We love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Tommy. Yep. There goes everybody. So here we go.
Mark, you might want to try to say that a little slower so we can all write it down and make sure we know it.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
you.
Okay, Eric, come on up, Eric. What do you got to say? You're on mute, Eric. Unmute yourself.
Nothing to say today. I've just really been enjoying the stories. This is the sort of Wednesday where you just have to keep your mouth closed and your ears open.
You mean shut the fuck up? You know, I'm so glad we got to have a little bit of the crypto cannabis, and we got the Pot Brothers at Law, and they've got over 1 million followers. So let's get them on our Crypto Cannabis League, and I'm going to see him and film him in Vegas next week, and then Eric, we got to talk about Portugal and other things and our drops, and we got Derek, we've got Kevin, we've got everybody on the outside of my drops, and we've got Mark Hoskins, which is Sunsing, and Sunsing is embedding information into the layers of JPEGs, and he's got pixel data, so we're going to be able to put music onto my buds, and so we're going to have an incredible utility. Pretty soon we're working on the back end of the site, and it's so great. Good to see you, Eric. Any final words?
Hey.
And here's Mark. We'll bring Mark up. Mark, any final words?
Oh yeah, I was just saying, I just finished up the little bits that we needed, but the cool part is now we're able to embed more than just music in the back end. We can embed pretty much any document. It's going to be verified, scanned, whatever, but it could be a video, documents, text files, PDF, music, zip files. And so, you know, we can put a lot more in there than just one thing, but also in the back end, we'll include the proof of authenticity and the licensing, the rights or the royalties, or the definition of how you can use that feed. So we get a whole bunch of added benefits by using it, and we're going to be releasing it specifically for this movement, so we can generate a whole bunch of draw and a whole bunch of money or lawyers and other things, and let's get this damn thing done quicker than sooner.
Here we go. So everybody, I'll give us a round table here, get everybody in here. So we just have a few people left here. We have, let's see. Oh, we have Emma, we have Vicky. Vicky, say hi to the audience here. We didn't get you to say hi to Tommy, but you've done that before. Vicky and I are actually going to be in Vegas together, and Glorious Vicky has help facilitate this party, and we're going to have a blast. It's going to be it's going to be fantastic. I'm really fun to travel with. Hey, you know, and I'm the Pee Wee Herman of Pod. Let's keep me going. And if you can keep up with me, I can keep up with you. You're in more places than me, Vicky. So any comments today about ending prohibition?
No, I really enjoyed just listening. Thank you.
Was
And
it-
we'll have a blast in Vegas. We'll make a lot of things happen.
And your friend there, can she say hey?
Hi.
Hey. And was that fun meeting Tommy? Was that fun seeing Tommy Chong?
Yes.
That was so fun. We're trying to get Adela to come in.
Yes. I wanted to say too, I was listening to this whole podcast you're doing, and my daughter she has grand mal seizures, and the medication that they wanted to give her for them,
Right.
the medication they wanted to give her for them would cause spinal bifida if she were to have a child, or cleft lip, or several other different things. She chose not to take that medication, and she just had my first grandbaby. Perfect. From smoking marijuana instead of going on.
In Yiddish, they would say oy vey.
Yeah.
Oy vey. I mean, I'm so disgusted at Big Pharma, and I'm so happy with the Green Farmy and all of us taking it on to be green and beautiful. So God bless you. And does she still have her grand mals?
She has not had another one.
Since the baby, maybe the baby passed through.
This was 5 years ago.
Okay.
That she had a grand mal, but she chose not to take the pharma because if she were to get pregnant and have a baby, that's the things that would happen taking the medication.
The byproduct of Captain Crunch is spina bifida. You know, I had Captain Crunch when I was a kid, but I haven't made any kids. I just practice.
Yeah. She didn't want to take that chance, and so she chose marijuana and hasn't had another seizure.
Well, fantastic. Testimonials are always great. I cannot say it works as being a producer and all that stuff, but I can bring people onto my film or into my clubhouse here, and you can tell the world that it freaking worked, and then I'm not lying, because I'm never gonna lie. I just
5 years seizure free.
I cannot be a liar. Adela, unmute yourself and say hey girlfriend.
Hi everybody.
Hey
How
Adela.
are y'all doing?
We're doing great. Tell us where you are and give us some good news about your trial.
I absolutely wish I could give you good news, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm in Missouri and I'm fighting cannabis charges. We're facing 11 years for allegedly 22 2-foot tall green leafy substances, also known as industrial hemp. At this point, they've not tested anything. They're refusing to test it. They said cannabis is obviously going to grow to be marijuana, despite the fact that they know about the 2018 Farm Act, because not all cannabis is a controlled substance. I have a motion to produce on Tuesday where we're kind of going through the evidence. Our attorneys were just able to see the evidence. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about what they currently have and what they don't have after Tuesday, but they're going full forward, despite the fact that they refused that. I don't know what the outcome is, and I have no priors. People need to understand that no marijuana was seized in the raid, no marijuana flowers, no paraphernalia, no drugs, no money, no guns, absolutely nothing besides allegedly 22 2-foot tall, non-flowering, at best, industrial hemp plants. At best, I would say illegal industrial hemp, which is not a felonious crime, but we're looking at a really bad felony because we are being charged with manufacturing of a controlled substance, Schedule 1. So you understand that's the same as a meth lab.
Jeez.
And this is 2022, right? Yeah, so we're just asking people that can show up. I live in a really small town. Show up for court support and solidarity. If you are a media person, you can petition my court by an application to be able to put up a camera in the courtroom, go live, You might even be able to get them to allow you to go onto WebX and have access to it. I just think that people need to see what's going on. The judges even said if it's industrial hemp, there should be no charges. But if the prosecutor and law enforcement is refusing to test what they took from your property, how do you defend yourself? So they said that the burden of proof is on us to prove what they took from our property was not a controlled substance.
Could you give us the county and the court and the docket number or the court name, and then we can put people on this right away?
Yeah, I absolutely will. I'm in Callaway County. You could go to adelawisdom.com. That's my website. It's got all the information about the upcoming court date. Our jury trial is scheduled for July. Because we filed a motion to suppress on April 10th or April 11th.
Did we get a freeze here? So that's Adela Wisdom, everybody. And are you back? Yeah, come on.
I lost you for a minute, it seems like.
You're back. You're back. You're back.
So I guess they did a fry motion, which I wasn't quite aware of, but we have no deal on the table, meaning there's no deal to be took. I wouldn't take a deal anyways, but there's no deal on the table. So we're looking at an 11-year sentence as it stands. But we're going to fight it. We're going to go forward. We fully intend on going to a jury trial. It's just scary in 2022 to be fighting these charges. I've been a compassionate use operator in San Diego, and I've been fighting ADELA, WISDOM.
ADELA.
And so I've been an advocate for judicial reform for a very long time. So I just find it very frustrating to be in this situation. I do want to tell people, though, I believe that this is a politically motivated. As I ran for office, I ran for a state representative. Within 30 days after announcing I was running for office, I was raided. A year later, I ran for U.S. Congress. And within 30 days of announcing that, I was raided again. Now, this is use of the National Guard, a duly funded, federally deputized drug task force called the Mustang Drug Task Force, in collusion with the Callaway County Local Sheriff's Department. And it was a big raid. Undercover cops were there with their mask, not your COVID mask, but like a ski mask. They had guns pointed to my face. This is nonviolent, victimless, arbitrary crime, and it's just absolutely horrendous that at the same time that we're being raided and arrested, these people are making millions of dollars. They're profiting off of this, and they don't seem to care about the patients when they get arrested. In the state of Missouri, the medical marijuana program is part of the Constitution of Missouri. However, they're charging you for this right, which is unconstitutional, because those of us who are too poor and too sick to comply with the law are criminals. And it's not a privilege, it's a right if it's in our Constitution. So it's absolutely horrific that cannabis communities, and cannabis companies are being tied together with rules and regulations. We're nothing of the same. The only solution is to repeal cannabis from the Controlled Substance Act on both federal levels and state levels. And until we do this bureaucracy that's being created by cannabis prohibition is going to continue to go. Let me show you an example of what I mean by bureaucracy. The Department of Human Health and Services here in Missouri is the regulatory body who controls what drugs are put on what schedules for the controlled substance list. They are also the same governing body that are charging you for a medical marijuana license and to be a patient. So they're also collecting the money for dispensaries, for grows. How is the same governing body that says it's a controlled substance Schedule 1 with no medicinal value sell you a medical marijuana license? When are we going to stop this? This state also declared cannabis a noxious weed and prohibited all sales of noxious weed. I guess unless you're the dispensary that paid the thousands upon thousands of $10,000 to be able to operate in this state. So I'm not against compassionate use collectives and dispensaries. I'm against them not using their holy pulpit to speak against this tyranny and to stand up for the patients and the people. But that's the reason they're profiting. So they need to be uniting with us, and including the industrial hemp community, the medical marijuana community, and the cannabis community and the cannabis businesses. We all need to be getting together and rallying with and for one another, because that's the only way that this is truly going to end. Truly going to end. It's not, did I have a license? Did I comply with the law? How much weight did you have? How much plants did you have? Well, I had allegedly 22 plants. There was not a gram, not 1 gram seized from us. And somehow me failing to have a license is justifiable in some people's eyes, and I deserve to.
So what happens next week, Adela? What's happening next week, Tuesday, for you?
We want them to show the evidence. We want them to submit some sort of testing or show that there's some sort of testing, because as it stands, they're saying the law enforcement officers are it. They said it's marijuana. It looks like marijuana, therefore it must be marijuana. But millions of American citizens are using what looks like marijuana, smells like marijuana, burns like marijuana, but is industrialized hemp that you could buy at every gas station across the United States of America.
Well, we're gonna give you and we're gonna say, hey, we want you to totally survive this, and for them to go to Hades and live with a little red tail and horns, because it's absurd that we're still in this. Like you said, 2022. We're running over time here a little bit, everybody, but we're so blessed to have you. Sorry you didn't get to say hi to Tommy, but Tommy blesses you. Tommy blesses you. No, you're in a spin right now. We want your spin cycle to come clean and all the water to go out, and to hang your clothes up to dry, and then put them on and put your bed sheets on and sleep forever at your own home. We don't want to have anything we don't want to have to write you in the clanker. So we love you so much. And since the day I met you, I fancied your movement and your website and who you are. And from San Diego to Missouri, Jeff Mazansky was going to come on today. Have you connected with Jeff yet in Missouri?
I was there when he got out of prison.
Oh, you were there.
To visit Jeff.
You were there that day. You were there that day. Oh, wow, fantastic. I
used to visit him, and I actually used to go on a food visit too, and was able to take him food and cook meals. And you can visit the inmates, you guys. You can get passes and go interview them. Not federal inmates, but that's a really good way to spread awareness. We met because I was walking around Seattle Hemp Fest with big old posters talking about free or pot prisoners. So every little single bit helps. And
I grabbed you, and I said, "Let's go, honey. Let's finish this."
You were all about it. So I definitely don't believe anybody belongs in jail for a plant. And I just wanted to get up here and let everybody know that we're still fighting this, and the war is still on, and we just need support and unity and solidarity. And hopefully this case will be dismissed way before I have to go to a jury trial in July.
Love you so much, and we're going to hold space for you. And that's Adela, everybody. She's a powerful lady, and doesn't deserve the crap she's going through for not only just for a plant, but for our plant. So, Derek, are you still with us, Derek?
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying the conversation and the stories and all the cool different things out there, and I really don't have a ton to add, but just thank you everybody for showing up, and thank you for everybody on Connect Club that showed up in our little meeting room over here, and let's just keep chipping away at this and get her done.
We love you, Connect Club, and hopefully we can produce the $1 million crypto drops for social for the prisoners, and we can help each other. We can get this thing going, and it was a blast having Tommy on. And so I'm going to say hemp hooray, everybody, and I'm going to share my screen. Vicky, I'll get in touch with you tomorrow, the next day. I'm going to be in Seattle at the Mariners game, and so then we'll get together Friday maybe. And so that'll be really great. And we'll work out our travel. We're going to Vegas. It's going to be fun. Good adventure. So I'm going to share my screen, everybody. And I'm going to bring our intro up again and make it our outro. So here we go. Parade. Let's start that again. Parade. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.
Hey, everybody, this is Jeff Eichen, and today we are graced to have Sir Tommy Chong, the Meister, the OG, the person that made me laugh first about marijuana, pot, bud, dank. You know, whatever you spank your word on, it's Tommy Chong who got us all started.
And here I am. And so it's going to be great. And we're really excited to have Tommy Chong on this coming event. And look out for our NFTs coming and our Relief Golf Tournament and everything that we're planning to raise the awareness for, you know what I mean, 3, 2, 1. And nobody deserves to be in jail for a plan. Love and light, everybody. And that's right.
This is Tommy Chong for Lifers Madness.
So much resistance from behind.
Thank you, everybody. We ran over a little bit today, but we're so blessed.
Created a law that would effectively be legal for them to imprison thousands, if not millions, of people for a plant that proven to be one of the most beneficial plants on the planet for fighting all numbers of diseases and disorders. Studies have proven that that plant grows anywhere for anybody. And it grows wild, and like you say, it grows in ditches, it grows everywhere that's needed. It's God's gift to the human race, and it's just a racist law that has been debunked. And here we are, 2017, and we're still struggling with the legalization. There's still people in jail for it.
We'll be on Thursday next week because we will be at the Bud Tenders Award. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody looks out for us and not on Wednesday or WEEDSDAY next week. Thank you, folks. It's going to be great interviewing some incredible people from Las Vegas and Pepper.
Welcome our guest today, the Pot Brothers at Law, and Tommy Chong. Sir Tommy, thank you for all you do, for playing with Jack, being in my movie, and again, all you do, and helping us to laugh all the way. Parade.
Next week we'll be doing it out of Vegas.
Thank you, everybody. I'm
Thanks,
gonna
Jeff.
I'm gonna come back here for a second. So let's see if I can get my mouse to be mousy. And Brady will be in Vegas next week. Emma will be in Vegas. Good to see you. Derek, we love you. Mark, we love you. And Vicky, we're gonna be roommates for a minute. So it's gonna be fun. And everybody on my station and POD TV out in the universe and Prohibition right now, because what the hell, you heard many people today say, you know, I'm going in next week, you know, and they're judging me. And we shouldn't be judged anyways, you know. Children should be not blamed and shamed, and adults shouldn't be in jail for cannabis and its medicine. So I'm going to sign out. We've gone over a freaking half hour, and I'm going to get to my design work today. And I love you guys and everybody, and it's been a blast.
Have a great time, Jeff. Nice having you. Thanks for inviting us on.
And thank you for all your team and what you do. And we'll see who wins the lotto and how we can do my drop to make some funds for all these families that need to be paid back for 30 years of their papa being in jail for plant.
Yeah, totally.
Love you.
Have a great day, man.
Okay, everybody. Hemp Hemp Hooray. Jeff Eichen signing off. So, thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard.